Hi everyone, it's me. So today we are talking about the cost of living in England, or what I spend in a typical month. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Alana and I am a Canadian, but I've been living down in the southeast of England for the last 5 years. I get asked about the cost of living all the time, and I realize there are a lot of videos on wonderful YouTube about this, but a lot of them are about London. A lot of expats go to London, which is like fair play, but I do not live there. So this is the cost of living for me specifically in Kent, the southeast of England, and nope, that's it. So without further ado, let's go. So first things first is rent. For this particular wonderful flat, it is £1,100 per calendar month. Most rental properties go per calendar month. So $1,100 split between two people, you're looking at $550 per month. Now rent, I find really changes depending on where you are looking. Of course, London is extremely expensive. Kent can be expensive as well, especially certain prime areas. We also have loads of people living in Kent that work in London, so they can commute quite easily, so that impacts the house prices and all that fun stuff. If you want real cheap rent, I know everybody always tells me, move to the north of England. It's never gonna happen, but it really does depend where in England and the UK as a whole you end up living. Your rent will change, like fairly drastically. So $1,100 might feel like quite a lot. This is quite a small property, but it has a back garden, it has off-road parking, it is in a wonderful area. So there are different factors that will of course impact your rent price. But yes, $550 per month for me currently right now. Next up, I have internet, which is unlimited. It is £30 per month, which would be £15 per person. I think Canadians might find this quite shocking. Unfortunately, in Canada, the price of internet and mobile phones and all that kind of stuff is really dire. It's unbelievably expensive and there's no way around it. And yet here in England, I pay £15 a month for my internet. Let me tell you, I use a lot of it. Some other bills per month, we have water, which is about £40, so £20 per person. We also have electricity, which is about £60 per month, so £30 per person. Now, another big expense is transportation, and it really depends on your personal situation whether you go with a car or public transport. So for me, I have actually had both situations. I've done the car business, and I've also done the public transport business, and it will really depend on where you're going to live and whether you can get by on public transport. For me, I used to buy a monthly bus pass for a particular area, and how much was that? This is a hot minute. It was £71. Is that right? Was it 70? Let's say it was £70. It's been a while. So I would pay £70 for a monthly ticket that would get me to and from work. It would also get me to my gym. So it was kind of like one particular region. I could take the bus as many times as I wanted, as many transfers as I wanted within that region. So for £70, that's pretty good. I mean, I could get just about anywhere. Of course, if I wanted to take the train, that would be then, a separate ticket. But it is doable to get by on public transport. If you are going to go the car route, which I have also done, it's expensive, and unfortunately for foreigners, it's even more expensive. I have quite a few videos specifically about driving in the UK, so I'm not going to go into it too much, but if you get a car insurance for foreigners is extremely expensive. Also, it's likely that you drive an automatic. If you're North American, probably you're going to drive an automatic. Those cars here are harder to find, especially used, because they're not that common. So you end up paying a premium to get an automatic car because there's like a lot less of them. Then of course you're paying MOT, maintenance, gas, all that kind of stuff. So it does end up being quite costly. But if you live in a place that you really need a car, then you're definitely gonna have to budget for that. Otherwise, £70 for a monthly bus ticket. Next up, we have food. Okay, this is kind of embarrassing, so bear with me. I've put £250 per person per month for food. So here's the thing, that's quite a lot of money. But I love to eat. So for me personally, I love to eat. I love eating new things. I actually really enjoy cooking, even though I'm not very good at it. So I budget extra money into my food budget each month so I can buy weird stuff and I can buy quite a lot of food. So £250 is quite a lot per person. Of course, there's 2 of us here as well. You can definitely get groceries cheaper. You can definitely get by on less food. You don't need to eat as much as I do. But yeah, £250 for me personally. I also have other videos about like grocery shopping and what's in my fridge and that kind of stuff. So we get our groceries primarily from Ocado, which is a solely online supermarket. I love them. They're absolutely fabulous. Not the cheapest, but really, really good quality. And then we will usually go to Tesco to top up our groceries if we forget something or we need something extra. But yeah, £250 a month. I know it's a lot. I just really like to eat, okay? Please don't judge me. Hi, it's me, but I'm sitting over here. This is that part of the video where I tell you to please subscribe. It really means a lot. If you don't want to subscribe, fine. I won't take it personally. But also I will. If you could also leave a thumbs up or a comment, you can literally just leave comment in the comments. It helps me out a lot. I really appreciate it. But yeah, if you could subscribe, that would be super totally awesome. Thank you so much. Next on my list of costs of living in England, I have prescriptions. So also, I have a video about the NHS. If you've watched it, that's cool. I go into a bit more detail there. But the current prescription charge actually just went up to £9.15 per item in England. So when you go to the pharmacy, pretty much whatever you need, £9.15. Now, birth control prescriptions are free. There's also loads of reasons why you could get free prescriptions. There's all sorts of exemption cards, things that you can apply for if you want to do that. Scotland, Northern Ireland, and Wales all get free prescriptions. Lucky you guys, I'm not bitter. So I don't need to refill my prescription, my paid prescription each month. So it ends up, when you like break it down, it's only like a couple pounds per month, which is really, truly, honestly, really fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Plus, birth control prescriptions, like I said, are free. Just wonderful. Next, we have council tax, a bit less exciting. This is something as a Canadian I didn't know existed. So any foreigners watching, write down council tax. It's important, don't forget about it. So I have council tax listed as £110 per month, which is about £55 per person. Next, we have TV license, which also not a thing that exists in North America. So foreigners, again, write down TV license. You're gonna probably need it. So for a TV license, you have to think of it as like, if you want to watch live TV, you have to pay this like license to allow you to do so, basically. It is £159 per year, so $13.25 per month, which is about £6.60 per person. I'm splitting all the costs in 2, obviously, because 2 of us live here. I don't know if I said that earlier, but just in case that was confusing. So a TV license broken down per month per person, I pay £6.60. And we also have mobile. So my mobile is a little bit different. I bought my iPhone outright and I top it up each month with 3, which is a really good mobile company. I've had no problems with them. So rather than pay for a fixed contract, I pay per month for a top up. So I pay £10. I get unlimited minutes. I get unlimited texts, and I think I get about 4 gigabytes of data. Especially with the lockdown and being at home, there's really no reason for me to be paying for a lot of data because I just don't leave. So I found using the top-up method to be super convenient. It's kind of annoying because you manually have to do it each month, and if I forget, it will just run out and I won't have anything like on my phone other than Wi-Fi. But yeah, £10, that's it. It's all I need. I try to keep it as cheap as possible because I want to put more money in my food budget. So yeah, £10. That's probably quite shocking to especially Canadians. When my mom told me what her phone bill for her cell phone is, I almost cried. It's unbelievably expensive over there. But here in England, you can get some really, really good deals. Now, those are all the things that you need to pay for to survive in England, the boring stuff. But what about the things that make life exciting? I got you covered. So, first on the list, takeout. I love a Chinese, okay? I'm sorry, I just absolutely love it. I can't help myself. So I put down £75 a month, gets 3 Chinese orders between 2 people. So for the whole month, it's about £37 per person goes towards getting Chinese. I love it. All right, it makes me happy, so I budget for it. I also used to, when cinemas were still a thing that existed, I used to have a Cineworld Unlimited card. So it's £18 a month. It's cheaper if you pay it a year up front. I think it was like $16.50 if you pay for the whole year. And basically, you can go to the cinema unlimited amounts of times. So for someone that works from home, going to the cinema is a really nice, easy way to kind of break up the week. So I would happily go to the cinema like once a week, maybe every other week. But tickets for the cinema down here in Kent are expensive, like $11.50, I want to say, which is quite a lot of money. So if I pay for a year up front for one of these cards at $16.50, if I see 2 movies, it covers it, right? And I'm likely to see more than 2 movies. So it was just something that made sense for me. So I budgeted to have that unlimited card, and then I could go to the cinema constantly. Now I also budget for coffees or for cafe trips. The other day I went to Rochester actually and filmed my How Can You Tell When You're on a British High Street short. I don't know if you guys watched that. It's cool. If you didn't, don't worry about it. My heart is breaking, but that's fine. And when I was on the high street, I got an iced latte. It was so good. I think it was £2.80, which is a little bit expensive, but it was huge and it was incredible. And you can get coffees cheaper at places like Costa, but I really try to go to these small independent businesses when I can. So I'd rather, pay a little bit extra to support a company like that. Costa, they're gonna be fine, but these other places could probably use a little bit of help. So that iced coffee was £2.80. I used to get a flat white from a small place, like an independent place. It was like £2.30. So something like that for a coffee. Maybe get brunch. Brunch really will depend on what I'm getting, of course, but maybe £10 here and there for something good. Now I also have a section on my budget for the pub. Now, pub prices will vary quite a lot, and it does vary across the country a lot as well. Here in Kent, again, not the cheapest, but I've been to places where a pint is £3, £3.50, £4, £4.50. It really kind of depends where you go. If you want to get the cheapest drink possible at a pub, it's probably Wetherspoons, isn't it? No offense. I hate Wetherspoons. I know some people love it. I really hate it. For foreigners, basically, it's just a pub chain. I would much rather go to, again, an independent, smaller business pub than go to a Wetherspoons. They are going to be more expensive than a Wetherspoons, but if I can budget for it, then at least I can help support a smaller business. So naturally, I didn't prepare for the end of this video and I never added up all the totals, but this is the final price, the cost of living of just the essentials, including a bus pass. I'm gonna include a bus pass because you need to pay to get around, obviously. So this is the price of the cost of living in England, specifically down here in Kent, each month. And this is the price including some of the extras that I mentioned, like a takeaway, like a pint, coffee, that kind of thing. So the overall price, here somewhere maybe, over here, of living in England, or more specifically, the cost I pay to live in Kent. But I hope you guys liked this video and liked having a little peek at the cost of living in England. I really appreciate all the subscribers, everyone who leaves a nice comment or a thumbs up on a video. It really does make a difference, which is kind of shocking, but it's absolutely wonderful and I really appreciate it. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, bye!